Welcome you all for the today's session on cloud service model challenges. So in the previous lectures we have seen about the different services of the cloud. Right? So infrastructure as a service, platform as a services, software as a services, identity as a services, and network as a services. So in today's session we are going to study about the different challenges of the cloud service models. So we are going to remind that infrastructure as a services. So what that IaaS is going to provide? It's going to provide you the virtual server, storage, networking. The provider is going to manage the infrastructure, while the customer manages the operating system and application alone. The next thing is, so what will be the main drawback of the infrastructure as a services? The first challenge will be there will be a complex infrastructure management. So you're going to, although the hardware is managed by the cloud provider, the customers must configure and maintain the OS, storage, networking, applications. So managing these resources also requires the technical expertise. So that also the main drawback of this. So for example, the company is going to launch only the multiple virtual machine on AWS, but their IT team, they're going to configure the OS, they're going to install the software, they're going to monitor the performance. The second challenge of IaaS will be your customer responsibility. See, the customer is the main responsible for maintaining or managing the operating system, middleware, applications. If any configuration is incorrect, means the application may fail. The next challenge will be the shared security responsibility. So who is responsible for securing the application installed inside the virtual machine? The answer will be the customers. Then the high operational cost. If organization do not monitor their cloud resources properly, means they may pay for unused virtual machines or storage. So this will be the main drawback of infrastructure as a service. The next one will be our skilled professionals who are going to require. So infrastructure as a services, it requires the administrators with the knowledge of virtualization. They know networking, Linux, Windows, cloud security, and system administration. Let's see what are the drawbacks of the platform as a services. So the platform as a services, it is going to provide a platform for application development. It is going to provide you the applications for the development. Then automatically the first challenge will be the vendor lock-in. So vendor lock-in, if an application is developed by using one cloud platform, so we need to migrate it to another platform, means it will be a very difficult one. So that will be the vendor lock-in here. Then the second one will be our limited infrastructure control. So developers there cannot directly configure the services or operating system, because these are managed by the cloud provider only. They doesn't know their knowledge about that. The next one will be our platform compatibility issues. So some applications may not work properly if the platform does not support that certain technologies. Then the programming restrictions will be there. Some cloud platforms does not support only specific. They're going to support all the programming languages, so only one specific language it is going to support. So that also main thing. Then provider dependency. So if the provider want to perform maintenance, or they're going to experience the downtime, developers, so they need to must wait until the service become unavailable. Sorry, it's an available one. Let's see the challenges of SaaS. So SaaS, it is going to provide you ready to use applications through the help of an internet. So the examples will be your Gmail, Google Docs, Microsoft 365, etc. The first drawback will be the limited customization. The user cannot modify the software. They cannot have rights to modify the software. Then the business, whatever the business informations or everything is stored in a cloud server. See, the organization must ensure the sensitive informations remains protected. Then internet dependency, limited update control will be there. Then that will be an integration challenges will come while during the software service. The next one will be your identity as a services. So identity There will be a single point of failure will be there. If the identity service becomes unavailable, you cannot able to access the resource. Integration complexity will be there. So connecting the existing application with cloud identity, it may require an additional configurations. Then regularity compliance will arise. Provider availability also will be arise. Then credential theft or occurs here. So while going for the NAS here, network as a services, so it is going to provide you the virtual networks, routing, VPN, and firewalls. So, however, that slow network communication means it is going to reduce the application performance. So that is the main drawback here. Network latency, then internet dependency. So everything is dependent upon the internet. Then network security, cyber attacks are possible. So we need to secure our thing, secure our data in a protective, very protective manner. And then integration with existing networks. Then there'll be unlimited network control will be there. Then let's see what the common challenges of all the services. That's security and compliance, privacy, vendor lock-in will be the downtime, performance issues, then cost management. So these are the general thing. Data migration will be the integration, monitoring and governance, disaster recovery. And that's all about this today's session. Thanks for watching.